Everybody, and welcome back. Good news, the series continues. Hope you're happy you clicked on the video, so I have to imagine that you are. We are going to press on. So at the end of the last episode, we were just thinking about expanding our reach out into the world. To pull the curtain back a little bit, that was a month and a half ago from my perspective that I recorded that last episode. We were eyeing up our neighbors and saying, let's conquer this guy. We are probably still going to do that. But there is this annoying immigration thing where when I send out my army, basically they cease being citizens while they're out in the field, which is a problem. So what I think I'm going to do first is get some... we got an embassy at all? No, we're going to get some ambassadors to make sure we can actually take that place. And the idea is that we're going to send out the army and it won't return. We will actually replace the people. Who will come and, you know, fill up our new housing, and or rather the housing left empty and things like that. It was a little frustrating. You will have noticed that in the last episode got a little frustrated about how that worked, but let's not worry about that now. So what do we need? We need the capacity to send some people over here, because what I want to do is this support. Emissary points low. Yeah, so I want to send some emissaries here. Assigned envoys 1, available envoys -1. Okay, yes, we need some envoys to send here so I can see how big their army is, so that we can send in our people in there. And once we have some regions, the problem solves itself, because we will focus our regions, at least early on, I think, on levying troops, basically. And then we can get... make that the source of our armies, rather than having it come out of the slightly janky levying from the home situation. So what is... Oh, and I'm not certain I load the right save. It's very nearly the save, I think, just before I sent out the armies. But don't worry about it if there's some very slight differences. We could train more men if we wanted to. We right now have perfect... our raid security is 2.19, which is... Sorry, 1.4 rather, which is fine. So we don't really need to. So I guess we won't. What were we doing? Right, we were short on gems, which is part of why we're going out into the world. But yeah, let's get our embassies going. And there's some space here. Is there a reason to not do it here? It's near this. It's near the throne. That seems... seems appropriate, right? The throne by the mountain with the hall back here, which will obviously get more pronounced. We've got a fighting pit going on. Law looks good. We have some homeless Dundorians because this janitor here is too far from Dundorian housing. I do have... I have some cotton farmers and humans living over here. See if I can... Oh, I can remember my shortcuts. Love it. This should be Dundorian housing. Which hopefully will resolve them. Now you, Garthimries. Down here. Any... No. House upgrades available? No. So, an extra house wouldn't go amiss. Shift click to copy, as I recall. Yeah, and this house is going to end up looking weird, but it's because I want them in stone, right? Yeah, and we'll make it a long house. There we go. Everyone rushing in. How many free workers do we have? 137 available free workers. Maybe I did send out the people and have them return already. I'm not sure how many updates have happened. I've skimmed the release notes. I believe there have been some. Do we need to invent embassies, by the way? 10% more administration from that. Work safety. Just increase flat lawfulness, immigration, opinion and propaganda. Okay, here we go. So the School of Charm costs 1,000 science. Got 25,000 available. Oh no, sorry. This just buffs them. It doesn't unlock them. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's build them. How many free Humies do I have right now? Where do I see that? Here? No. Properties, decrees. No, it's here, isn't it? Humans. Right now, 277 out of 277 are employed, meaning there should be 30 unemployed. No, that could mean that there are... Oh, here we go. I go occupation. Okay, so... Yeah, we have 100% employment right now, and a certain number of them are retired. No? No one's retired. Then how am I 277 equaling 302? Want more indoctrination. That's funny. We still haven't messed with education either. I could start trying to get our humans better educated. There was a way for me to tell this. Wasn't there? Maybe here? Yeah. Odd jobbers. Okay, we've got one human odd jobber. Okay. So we will let in an extra 25 humans. And then we might have some homelessness issues. The humans live up here, so ideally the embassy will be somewhere up here to the north. I want to keep this square. The square is due a refab, I know. And yeah, we suddenly have some homeless. No? It says that we have minus 11 housing. I guess the humans don't count as homeless yet because they haven't reached here yet. Maybe I'll put some human housing down here as well, in this kind of central by the sea area. Anyway, let's build an embassy. How many people do we need in the embassy? I don't really know. It takes paper and cut stone. Paper we don't have a huge surplus of. In fact, the game thinks we actually have a lot. I'm making a loss on it. I don't know if that's true, but let's establish an embassy down here. We're leaving what, 3x3s on the vertical. It doesn't take many employees by the looks of it. Let's put 10. Well, we just let in 25 immigrants, right? Let's put in 20 knickknacks. I want to find the sound file and remove it. I don't know why. I don't know what the farting adds to the game. Right, we're going to need to make it bigger than this. Let's see what it would take to get the bigger workstations. They do tend to be more space efficient. In this case, though, I'm not sure they actually are. In fact, they're kind of worse because I can't use this back wall. Well, I kind of am using the back wall, aren't I? Let's try this. And then what can we do with just carpets? Carpets add a fair amount of efficiency. Let's try and lay them out kind of somewhat nicely. That's 80%. 95 could just do it with carpets, it looks like. 100% efficiency. Beauty. Alright. Get some access to this bad boy. And then some more human housing down here, perhaps? How many people do we fit into a house these days? 18, right? Yeah. So give me a house and... yeah, make it out of cut stone. That's what we're treating the humans to these days. Okay, we'll put a couple of houses down here. Still nice and close to all the central services and things. And you know, in the human part of town, that is to say, the left side of the river and above the water, on the west side of the river and outside. That's what I'm trying to say. Give me a designation on this and a house upgrade. Good. So I'm curious. Yeah, we're not spending cuts or anything. I'm wondering if the paper actually is declining. I don't know. We should really be educating people, shouldn't we? Why have I not started doing that? Did we not unlock it? No, we've unlocked it. Universities and schools. Universities, they do take a long time to educate people. Is this audio balance okay? I'm worried the music might be a bit loud. Let me turn it down. Go with that. Yeah, maybe we should go for a university. I mean, does it cost diamonds or something? Why have I not done this? It takes a long time. That much is very true. Let's focus on this for now, and then we'll get to the universities next. So, embassy construction. Let's just get this done. Okay, it needs 20 ambassadors. We should have 20 free humans? We do. So it should populate quickly. Ah, it consumes jewelry. Ah, but I can turn that off. Okay. If you turn it on, presumably it will help the actual production. But we have 70 jewelry. Are we actually making jewelry? No. So yeah, don't use jewelry. But obviously that means there'll be missing jewelry. So because of the lack of jewelry, we're getting a negative modifier on the amount of diplomats we can create. But that's okay for now. I'm gonna road this up. It looks like lots of people are using this, so let's embrace that. No harm in a little diversion. Using up some more of our cut stone. Yeah, our paper reserves... Okay, no, they're definitely dropping. Fair enough. Okay, could I solve that with just a little tech? Perhaps? Quick 10% bonus for 2 levels of tech. Let's see where that puts us. Closer. See if that works. And this could do with a house upgrade. As could some of these. They probably don't need them, but having just some slots mean that people can live, you know, exactly where they want to live. It's going to help people live closer to home. So anyway, we have some ambassadors now, which means if I go to the world map, we can see, look at that. We got 1 embassy point. We will be producing more and more, I think. Target is 12. Right now it's making 1. So yeah, I don't know how fast it will generate the others, but... So, Usanar. Assign 1 envoy. Let's see. Oh, someone's hungry? Someone's starving. Are you new? You just hadn't gone to the Delta village to dine yet. So I think I should start getting intel now on this place. 1, 1, 2 true, 3 true. What? Not sure what that means. Apparently it's got negative 600% opinion of me. Or if these guys kind of like me. But remind me. How do I talk to people again? Here we go. So you, why do you like me? So we have a defensive pact, and we are a trade partner, and we have some shared kinship, but they don't like how threatening I am. Right. So if you wanted to unite, you want 10 million value. And what have we got in terms of value? Not 10 million. That's for sure. We can muster kind of 1 million. Ooh. Well, or 2. So if we wanted to unite, we would need to basically acquire a ton more wealth, during which time they would get increasingly angry with us. Wow, we have a lot of fish. Yeah, they're not willing to do that. But we could, I mean, we could just try and... Oh, we'd have to increase our wealth by a factor of 5. I don't see that happening in short order. Oh, also, apparently maintenance is way up. Like maintenance costs are way up. So we'll keep an eye. Should we be spending a lot of maintenance on? Like metal? Recently, still not seeing much. Oh, there's 8 used there, but yeah, still not seeing much maintenance usage. But yeah, apparently the maintenance costs have dramatically increased, so we'll see how much we experience that. We simply love our Dundorian neighbor. I decline, because it makes you like me more when I decline your offers for some strange reason. We got more diplomats? Yeah, I got 1 more available. Send them here. So I believe, let's just speed up time here. I believe if we spy on them more and more, we will slowly get more intel. And also some support. Regions control support. For other regions, embassies can be sent. So I don't know exactly what support does. Can we make it just turn to our side? No, okay. With support at 10%, you can... Oh, okay, which we just got. Wait, did I spend it? Wait, what? Why can I just click those? and increase my support. Huh? Shouldn't I support towards your majesty? Okay, I guess we increase the number of embassies, envoys we have here, and then I use them to reveal stuff, which also gives me more support. No, I have no embassies here, and yet I can just click to see these things. Not sure how that works. I can just do it anywhere. Can I do it, like, really anywhere? Yeah. That's weird. I'm gonna go ask about what the heck's going on there, or how this is supposed to work. I guess I can just only click them when it looks like we have enough support to know these things, but... So what we're seeing is that these guys have... I see the army now. Yeah, they have 106, 150 men who are made up of these guys who are badly trained and badly armored piggy boys. So I think we could conquer them. They also have this army. There's some good archers, some well-armed guys there, but that's only how many? It's 5 guys. So we really should be able to conquer them. That's really weird, though. I need to look into that. Yeah, well, I think that's a bug. We'll look into it. It shouldn't matter, though. I'll just not click the buttons until we have the required levels of support. So it should take 50 support to click this button. So we'll keep our diplomats assigned. And if like a day passes... Yeah... I don't know why I was able to do that. But good point from this guy actually. Maybe I have debug on. That could be it. Yeah, that's it. Whoops. Alright. Dev mode switched off. Now kicking it does nothing. Okay, good. So we're gonna wait for our guys to come along. And right, but we know that their army is weak enough, and I probably already knew that a month and a half ago. So I'm going to use the information. So let's try attacking them. Let's give it a go. So to send out these guys, you can see we've got a bunch of short swords. Are these guys equipped? I forgot. These guys are very badly equipped, but these guys are really well equipped, and there's a lot of them. The Insect Vanguard. So let's go to the world map. Let's create an army. Army 1, here it is. Oh, yeah, can we afford any mercs, by the way? Not for long, no. And very few of them to begin with. So send out... No, not recruit. Oh, hang on, how does this work? Insufficient manpower. Yeah, okay. Army 1. Have city troops join it. So I'm going to send out just these 2. That should be sufficient based on the numbers that we've seen. Maybe I send out... No, I'll send the Dundorians out as well. Alright. They have very bad training, the Dundorians. But they can just meet shield, I guess. Alright, confirm. Now, it has... We have booze production. No, we actually don't have booze production. Do we have to have booze production? Or don't we? Didn't I set up just a little bit just to fuel the army? No? Doesn't look like it. Without that, can we even do this? I thought you had to have it. I unlocked the advanced brewery. Did I really not build one? It seems foolish if that is what I did. I can't see one though. It would be in the dwarven area, I think. Or is it an elfish? Is it an elfish behavior? Brewing? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Well, we don't have any Peaver then, I guess. But we do have swords, and we have quite a lot of rations. I don't know how many rations they're going to need to eat. I guess 1 every 4 days, so we'll need like 100 a day, which we're not quite producing. Let's just see how this goes. So Army 1, if we unlock pause, we can see that these guys are not there yet, but now they're rushing in. They have enough clothes and plate armor. They don't have enough Peaver, which, as you can see, is lowering their morale by multiplying it by 60% of what it would otherwise be. And we can see the yearly consumption of rations is going to be pretty high. I can set them to raid as well. Maybe we can gather up some juice that way. It looks like their morale is fine for now. Their health is dropping because they don't have enough supplies. Because they need to have clothes. Do we have any clothes in army supply things? Probably not, right? Insufficient workers assigned. Because, yeah, I suddenly have a huge negative on the workforce because we've just sent out hundreds and hundreds of people. Let's just see if we can kind of bully our way through getting this done. We speed up time here. I think the army is gonna, it's gonna fall into problems. This is the wee ball army. Let's just see if we can ball. They are, still ramping up. I think it's got desertion and supplies are low. 37 have deserted. All right, let's launch the attack and just see how it goes. We're consuming masses of rations. Yeah, we're definitely not ready for this. Or maybe I should have just sent out a smaller army, but let's send out our army and see what happens. They're not even moving. Oh, no, they are. Okay. Intercept those guys. Hello? I can't intercept those guys. Probably because we're not at war. So we go here. We go. You guys. Diplomacy. Declare war. Betrayal. There's no betrayal. We declare war. Which makes the other guys like us a lot less. Maybe we give them a gift. Give them a bunch of wood and stone because we don't need it. And vegetables. There you go. Have a gift. Boost our opinion a little. Anyway, you guys, intercept. See how this goes. No, I still can't do it. All right, go besiege the city. Oh, okay, the battle. It thinks we're doomed because our health is at 50%. Well, oh, but when I try and engage, the number just goes up. I don't understand the fighting system in this game, man. Let's just give it a go. I have no idea how this is going to go. And we got a bunch of people deserting, which is unfortunate. So we have a bunch of archers, which is unfortunate because I don't think the archers can do anything. Oh, and it looks like a whole bunch of our best men deserted. I'm going to have the insects hold the vanguard while the Dundorians try and flank. And I don't know if the Talafis are going to be able to shoot their bows at all. But let's find out, I guess. Is the game on pause? No, now it is. Alright, are you guys able to... Trajectory blocked by terrain. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I don't know what that maneuver is. But... given that we have the numerical advantage... Seems like a no-brainer to try and flank. So, I mean, how are you ever going to use archers? Oh, okay, big charge. You know what? If we could close ranks a little, and the Talafis back up. Yeah, and as quick as you can. You guys quickly move into position here and here. Yeah, deeper ranks will hopefully absorb this charge better. I have no idea. There's 150 of them, but they haven't got any weapons, so I feel like we should obliterate them. We'll see, I guess. You guys still not able to fire? Yeah. Okay, and having lined up, smash into them from the sides. And we'll see. And we should also order this guy, I guess, to envelop a bit. See how this goes. Because none of them have died yet. Can't remember how many exactly we started with. We are engaged. Can I bring the archers, like... Can you shoot from incredibly short range through trees, maybe? They're on fire at will. One of them is dead. I have no idea. I don't know how to tell if this is going well. I think it might be. Like, one of their units seems to have scattered. That strikes me as a good thing. Speed up the game here. It's not much to be added. How's our morale, by the way? Now, our morale is really good. I guess that's maybe because we're trained, or because we know we have the numbers. Can I see more details about that? Doesn't seem like it. Only killed another one of them? Jesus, it's taking a long time to kill them. I guess most of their contact is with my untrained Dundorians, who are taking casualties. But I think we've won. Okay. Victory. I am a tactical mastermind. My objective is just to get a couple of regions and then be able to win economically by auto-resolving, because I don't think the battle system is very good, to be honest. I mean, it's incredibly impressive for something that's been, like, just added to this, but, I mean, it's still not great. Okay, so we can capture these prisoners, which consists of 2 people. We'll just release them. We'll get some chivalry. Does chivalry improve our opinion with everyone? Or just the person we did it to? Looks like everyone, but by an extremely small amount. Like, actually none. Okay. We ball. Intercept them. They're still there, apparently. Oh, but it consists of no men. Alright, go ahead and besiege them then. And I think our army's gonna die. We nicked a bunch of rations off them, so that's good. I don't know why they have so few rations. Can I tell them to take more rations? Shipped automatically when the army is fortified in allied territory. Stores up to 24 days. Okay, so we just need way more rations stored so that we can kind of equip the army. I guess what I need to do is establish an army, like a standing army, rather than have this whole, raise and release thing, because it's just going to be a nightmare. Victory in our name. Glorious. We got a bunch of prisoners. We'll release them for the chivalry. And we will show mercy. And occupy the province. Boom. We have our first province. Okay, suddenly we're connected to other empires who detest us, it looks like. So that's not ideal. Especially this one, which is massively larger than us. Yeah, they're not happy about that whole betrayal thing. Still don't really understand why it was a betrayal, but yeah, regions can be upgraded. So we have control of this area. Now we get into the fun stuff, like taxes. So we can prosecute, we can exile, and we can massacre. Maybe it has a global effect. Yes, we don't want to do that. Give autonomy. No royalties are available to govern the region at the moment. Abandon the region. Info on the region. Okay, so it's extremely fertile. It's got a temperate climate. It's got some fresh water, some mountain, and some forests. It's got some clay deposits. It's got 20% gem deposits. Okay. And it has a total of 550 people living here. So this should be, a massive boost if we can actually make it work. So we also have no admin points, by the way. Let's go back to before we launch this attack and actually get a handle on the army before we do it. That's my take on what we should do here. And let's see about trying to get an actual sustainable standing army. So Army 1, which is called not We Ball. What's the opposite of We Ball? More like sustainable. This is the Response Army, which is short for responsibility. So if we wanted to send just our well-trained insect vanguard, do you need... I don't think we need the booze. So let's send them out. 100 Garthimris. And let's just see... Also, can we mount on walls? So we can create We can create catapults if we want to. But let's see. So, once this army is formed, I want to see, A, if more Garthimris come in to replace them, which I think they will. And B, can I get the armies training in the field? Or will these guys just slowly become less good if I have them out in the army? So, odd jobbers, tanks, but a whole bunch of new Garthimris rush in to fill the gap. No, because we're only going up to 150. Okay, cool. Did we have more than that a second ago? I feel like we did. And they're really happy. I swear our numbers of Garthimris was more than 150. Hang on. Let me just test. Because maybe it automatically dropped the amount that you want to let in. I just want to check. We can go back to that save. As hopefully you've seen so far in the series, I have a pretty good grasp on the city building aspects. I'm really not familiar. Yeah, we had 200, but auto was only set to 150. Okay. So we go back and we put the, we up the auto immigrate to 150. Sorry, to 200. Come on in, buddies. Okay. So on the world map, we have our response army, which is fortified. It's short on Piva. But that is, I mean, it hurts their morale, but I think it's okay. So, the army, yeah, like if we fast forward, the yearly consumption is 600 rations, but the number of rations stored is rising. And the number of clothes they're consuming is fine. They're fully armed and armored. And if I go here, it must be recalled in order to be edited. Can I set it like training? Stop, disband, banner, rearrange the army. I don't think I can. Okay, so what could we win this with just these guys? The other thing I'm realizing is, of course, we need administration. We need more of these. Well, any of these consumes yet more paper, and humans are the ones who are good at it. Humans still really happy? Yes, good. So we'll set that up, and it's humans, so maybe I should build it with fancy stone, though fancy stone is in relatively short supply. But yeah, I don't think we need necessarily a massive administration. But let's see about a small clerk station next to our embassy. I'm sure we can have doors between them. There we go. Humans come in here. And they need some shelves for efficiency. It's already up to 100% actually. Fit in one more clerk station maybe. Nice. And there we go. Just a little bit of carpeting around the entrance. Okay. So, also road between the two of them. Good stuff. Okay, so we might run out of humans, but we'll keep an eye on the situation. And yeah, our number of Garthimri is slowly rising. You know, our immigrant count is none currently waiting, but that's fine. So these guys out in the field, their melee training is still 100%. So that seems good. Do they... It would be great if I could see whether they were training. I guess I just speed up time and see if it ever drops. Why are only 76 of them there? I don't remember your name, but your taxes are due. I am not your subject. Who is this? Is this the... Okay, so this is why they think it's a betrayal. It's because they think they're our overlord. Hey, buddy. You aren't my overlord. You become a vassal. Should I become a vassal and then will it let me break it? Cancel all agreements. You have no agreements to break. Become protector. Become my vassal. Ooh, hang on. We might be able to afford this. 826. If I sent you all my mechanics, what was it that we had that was really expensive? We have like a lot of fish or something. There was something that they appreciated more than the rest. I forget what it was. Doesn't seem like any of these are going to do it. Wasn't there something that had like hundreds of thousands of value? A couple of 100,000 value? Doesn't seem like it, does it? No. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Anyway, yeah, no. We can't... we aren't going to be able to make that work. Maybe it was just a machinery. So they think they're our subject. Our master, rather. That's why we get the betrayal penalty. We'll just have to live with that, I think. Right, the administration is here. It's consuming wood. That whole consumption toggle thing, is that available everywhere now? No. Did we conclude... We concluded that wood was easier to get than coal, didn't we? Yeah. So in terms of clothes, we could do with some more clothes. Alright, you run out of human odd jobbers. No, still 14 human odd jobbers, okay. So we don't necessarily need to send the ambassadors here. We need to send them... You can send them on this screen, can't you? So if I click on a royalty, you can allocate them. Yeah, so we're about to start bordering you. We can flatter you. Send 2 ambassadors to try and flatter this guy. Help our relations. Pull them back from here. Send one out to the other guy as well, just to keep him friendly. So it should go up to 1 opinion. His opinion of us is plus 0.22. High opinions help diplomacy. Okay. He likes to have a defensive pact. So that is it literally just his opinion? Yeah, his opinion is precisely the same as the national opinion. Okay. So some flattering with the diplomats will hopefully help assuage people there. Do I actually need to invent admin as well? By getting... where was it? It's down. Here it is. We get 50 organization for 300 knowledge. 2,000 knowledge, we get large town unlocked. 5,000, we get this. Skilled workforce. Tax collection. Loving subjects. And rural health. Let's just unlock all of these, because I think it puts us in a good place. And yeah, skilled workforce is important. Let's just get a little bit of these kind of unlock ones. That way, once we do go for these people, I think we're in a better position. So why have you only got 76 people in you? That's what I don't understand. Because the division had 100. So why are some of them not out? Some of them are still shown as deployable. When toggled, have soldiers leave the army on the world map, even if they haven't reached their training target. Because they're not fully trained, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it looks like no. It looks like we can't train them when they're out on the field. I don't know why... No, sorry, we do know why. We do know why. Some of them are not fully trained. That's right. But we could force them out if we wanted them to. If we wanted to, rather. Okay. So we have some... It's not showing admin. We do have some admin available. It's just not showing because we don't own any regions. Okay. And then there's no such thing as... like, organization because we don't own any regions yet. Okay. Oh, and the number did just increase. So the number should increase as more and more of them head in, which is good. Like, as more and more of them finish their training, they will go and join the army. Okay, and it does look like we're holding. Like, our ration supply is okay. Because, yes, it dropped when they were sent out, but now we're back into the positive. I think. That seems like somewhat consistent army supplies. So it looks like we might need dramatically more ration production. Which which is not something I can very easily accomplish. I could add in herbs. Did we start making herbs? We have some, but very few. Why am I making a tiny amount of herbs? I mean, this doesn't use many. This is per worker per day, right? So this would take 7 herbs a day. We reckon we're making 8. Do we have any other ration makers? No. So sure, ration maker, try this. Make more total rations. And then obviously the clothes and rations thing needs herbs, which it does currently have. It's pulling from bread. But the herbs are being stored where? Where are they being grown? Over here. So they're probably being stored. Pigs and produce? No? Ah, they would be, but they've all gone. So do we have a herb ration? Yeah, so you are pushing to clothes and rations. Okay, good. So the herbs should be stored here when we have them, but maybe I'm miscalculating. Yeah, so it requires 21 herbs a day because of the bonuses and the upgrades and all the other stuff. Okay, so back to normal supply production for a moment. We need more herbs, is what I'm learning. So we've got some nice fertile land already. Let's put it to use. So all this, good use of it. Good, that's 6.2 workers. Can I get it to 7 conveniently? It's not the worst thing to have it spread out here. It's still a nice high fertility land. All right, so 7 herb workers. Excuse me. Area must be connected. It is? Ah, no, it isn't. There we go. Nice 7 workers there. We'll take some herbs to grow it, but that's fine. Some homeless humies. Where do you live, Humie? What's your job? I'm not seeing any housing problems. Well, we will. Oops. We'll house upgrade these so that our administrators and embassies are able to do it. Got some free ambassadors rather. Can I send them to you before I own you? I don't think so. Or before I own you. A Freudian slip there. Before I have contact with you, and the answer is no. So you now like us some from emissaries. Yeah, it's a pretty significant boost from emissaries, but you can only send. Oh no, I can send 2 more. Okay, cool. Sorry, that was available, allocated / available. Got it. So 2 more embassies to the humble Emir Jared, because he's the big boy in our neighborhood, which is this, right? Yeah, because he has. No, he still just has. Oh, okay, no, he has 2 cities. This one and this one. So he's pretty beefy. Everyone around us is quite a lot beefier than us. How many people do we even have these days? 1.5 thousand. That's actually more than I was thinking. Okay, so herb production should be in a good shape. This paper, yeah, paper is declining some, but get on that in a bit. Yeah, lots of wood chopping, obviously, to get this sorted. And yeah, fields built around our roundness emitters. That's okay. You, by the way, do you have exactly 4? Yes, good. Shouldn't really have. Should have just assumed that we had that. Are we short on piggy boys? We are. That's fine. They are thoroughly happy. I'm surprised that the Garthimeries haven't already re-emigrated. We should probably start, growing our own workers at some point. Homegrown employees. DIY laborers and all that. But we'll get there. So this 100 Garthimeries, I think, could take that enemy all on their own. So I may send just them and see how that goes. Because, I mean, they are consuming a lot of rations to have them out there. What are we stabilized out at? Only 40, actually. Which It's still more than I expected. They eat every 2 days. Hey. How often do you eat? You eat at 25 and you gain 50 a day? Okay, it is once every 2 days. Okay. So that checks out then. So with our 86, currently with our 86 production, we should be able to sustain 160 men deployed to the field. Okay. And the herbs are going here, I think. But obviously they're harvesting slowly, and right now they're all going to be taken out to this instead. But with these two done and the ration maker upgraded, that would be good. Let's start on education. And I think just a small university based on making our human workforce a little bit better educated. We have 14 free humans right now. Let's let in another 25. Because while they're learning, they don't do anything else until they reach the required education level. So it takes cut stone, furniture, and cloth. That's fine. I will build it in here. The throne is to be observed by the glorious piles of wealth, of course. So let's fit this in a bit like this. Into the walls of the mountain is fine. Although that's not. And then of course we need some pillar supports. So there's podiums and shelves. These are inconvenient little blighters, huh? This is not ideal. I guess I'll cut into the road one bit here and then extend it further to the east. Can I... Could also cut in here more, but that's going to look ugly, isn't it? We are trying to be somewhat aesthetically pleasing. So this allows for 42 simultaneous students. And if I cut a nice big column like this, it's fully supported. And then, yeah, bookcases scattering the outside as much as we can fit them. Seems good. Apparently you don't need access to that area. Good by me. Okay, so let's not do that since we actually have more room for bookcases than I thought. Like that. Okay. Access from the main northern area and out to the side in case we ever educate the other lot. In here. In here. It's going to cost more cut stone than we have right this second. That's okay. A little more, speaking of cut stone. Expand out that road. Okay. And then we're going to need to be careful who gets educated. Yeah, so university. Right now, you guys don't get educated. Right now you have 15% and they want... No, they have 84% and they want 50%? Is this right? I don't think that can be right. What does it mean, 0.2? Use battles will educate or indoctrinate them. If I pick and find a Dundorian. Hello, my man. How educated are you? Properties. Education. 15%. Okay. So he wants 20% education to be fully fulfilled. Understood. So they're already 20%, but I think even if I put it to none, they will still get some education. They'll just get it from, because you get some from the speakers. So you are trying to be indoctrinated, of which you are already some. You actually specifically want to not be educated. But yeah, I'm going to put it down to none. I think this is how long it takes. Like it takes, they learn at half speed maybe? So I'm expecting you to have a high value. Yeah. So let's try educating the humans up to 25%. No one else is allowed to go to university. Okay. Cool. Just going to use up all my cut stone. But yeah, we're going to educate the humans first, because the more educated the humans are, the more knowledge they will output. I don't remember if it helps with libraries as well. It does, yeah. So we can get up to a 1.5 additive bonus on libraries. And a 1 additive bonus on labs, which is obviously pretty monumental. Ooh, our security is actually dropped because these guys are deployed. That's irritating. I guess I'll edit our 2nd division and have it target a bunch more men. Try and get our, there we go, our security's already improved by that. We are a bit short on armor. Yeah, supplying the armies with kind of 3 a day right now. Okay. Where am I making my arms and armor? Down here, right? Yeah, swords already fully trained up there. Can I get a little bit more, just a little bit more smithing skill? Would be nice. 10% boost on breweries and bakeries for 700, by the way. That's a steal. Let's get that. Here it is. Yeah, 10% bonus for just a couple of hundred. That seems good. And then we already cranked the relevant education ones, didn't we? Yeah, I guess they probably... I imagine the university's going to need a bunch of paper. So we probably have to make more paper. It's our wood situation. Oh, right. We got all the... Yes, good. These are now running and producing herbs. Production per day 1.7. That seems bad. Why is that so low? It's just because this one hasn't started being factored yet, I guess. It seems bad for this one as well, though. Because it wasn't tended all year. Okay. Anyway, wood. We are consuming massively more than we produce. That seems bad. What happened there? Are we suddenly using a bunch of maintenance? No, there's just a lot of spoilage. Can we afford a little bit more spoilage tech? I know I'm solving lots of my problems with tech right now, which is probably not ideal. I should be spending the tech, you know, more efficiently. Oh, did spoilage tech go away? I don't see it. Maybe I'm just missing it. But that would be a big change. The spoilage tech was pretty potent. Not panicking yet, but where's my spoilage tech? There it is. Yeah, I mean, 10% more for 2,000 tech. We'll take 1 level of it, but... Anyway, so wood... I guess we're not actually being... It's not actually being consumed as nearly as much as it reckons. In fact, it reckons we haven't consumed any wood in ages. Or ever? What? Maybe consumption is showing up as the negative on production? But yeah, we're rarely consuming as much as it expects. Probably because, you know, boas and carpentries and things are full. Like, our carpentry is... We don't need that much carpentry. But still, it seems negative. Got plenty of days of food still. Some homeless humies. We will make some room for them. But we're going to have to start doing it out of normal stone. Because we are running out of space. Can I fit this little house in here? No, I can't quite. How about in here? Sure, let's do that. It's a bit janky, but it's okay. Did I build it out of cut stone again? No, I didn't. Okay, good. And likewise, don't think I can fit much else in these areas. Little long house. Sorry, little house rather. I think the houses fit the same width. Yeah. Let's just fit a couple of these in here. do some house upgrading. No, we can't do any house upgrading, of course, because we are out. Fresh out of cut stone, which means I should not have just built those out of cut stone. Remove those. In fact, sure. Remove these houses altogether. We will replace them with non-cut stone versions. Like so. And then we'll fit what we can fit in here. Which looks like it's just going to be an apartment. It's fine. Cool. So we have plenty of places for the humans to live. Connect it in both directions. Thusly. And we will assign it to humans. Those working on new industries. And yes, that extra cut stone that I freed up will be put into the university. In fact, you know what? This administration wall, remove that. I don't know if you can access this. Oh, of course you can, just throw inside. And then replace that with a nice stone wall. Just frantically trying to free up enough that the university can finish construction. Okay, so our overland army. They're still 100% trained. There's still not 100 of them. But they're looking happy. Like they've got all their supplies and things. Seems good. I think we probably send them out soon. So we've got 38 free humans. We need slightly more than that. They're still mega loyal. So let's let in a couple more. We can start training. How are we doing on that herb? Still producing... Okay, there we go. Now we're above 100 a day expected yield. Sorry, above 20 a day, which is roughly what we need. And the university is done. So it has 20 students who will all move to live down here. Yep, you can see what they all have. No one has to work. So they get 1% per day. So those 42 students, you know, in not very long, because some of them are starting at a certain level of education. Yeah, they're starting at 16. So in 10 days, well, 9 days, this guy will head off to go and do other work. And education boosts a lot. If we take a look here, it'll also make them, well, they were very briefly happier about religion. Why was that? Oh, did the crypts finish? No, I deactivated it, that's right. These crypts are working and available though, so they should be staying pretty happy about that. Gems are just about holding, looks like. Because gems are consumed to maintain the crypts, I think. Although it looks like it functionally never happens. That's odd. Maybe I should turn this on again. We can afford it. Oh, it costs a ton of cut stone as well. Oh, I'm glad I'm back this game. This just, you know, one thing requires another thing requires another thing. It's fun. I like it. It's not a joke, by the way. It might sound sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. Okay. So, it's unreachable from the throne. Yes, fair enough. Cancel that then. And remove this. Build this. Then they'll be able to reach both of those, and then I'll rebuild this wall. Right, so yes, they're getting educated, and we'll see. You know, keep a notice of this. That each of these show. So to the big lab right now, 32,000.051 target, right? But as that education rises, it'll get better and better. Now, I don't know if more educated people will kind of muscle out less educated people for their jobs, or whether we need to kind of actually educate everybody in order for it to help. But as you will see, we can get some pretty big boosts. Yeah, most dramatically for administration, laborers, libraries. What about emissaries? Is that not on the list? I don't think it is. It does, however, lower their happiness, so you got to keep an eye on that. Gives them more carrying capacity. You know, they learn about pockets, all that kind of good stuff. There's loads of things it will boost, which is great. And yeah, as that slowly rises, we will be in very good shape. Now, that wasn't very expensive, that university. I mean, it was in cut stone. We could build one not out of cut stone. we have some other people that could benefit from going to school. But let's just see how this works. Because, yeah, I mean, in order to calculate how big a university you'd need to try and keep all your people educated at all times, it would be tricky, to say the least. But why do I have no herbs? We have these things. Maybe they're on their first proper year. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Let's speed up time here. I want to switch over to more efficient ration manufacture. And yeah, this new division is ready. Good. Must be recalled in order to be edited. Yeah, still feeling a bit short on gear. Interesting. Yeah, and paper is really suffering. So we need some more wood cutting. What happened to my wood cutting? Oh, there it is. Right, so you... Workload is low at the moment. You renovate. You want 72 workers, apparently? Is it that your internal thing is full? Why is your workload low? Is it that I'm not shipping wood out? The transporters, you know, are here and appear to be shipping stuff out. Let's see if it fills up, in which case maybe all I need is to ramp up the paper wood one. So we should be making... Oh yeah, there we go. We should be making plenty of wood. You are on auto-employ as well. Paper wood does not have the capacity to accept delivery. Paper is actually pretty small. Have any spare crates? No. We'll cut the paper, increase the wood. But you already had enough wood here, so I don't think that's really the problem. We're not short on tools, are we? No, got loads of tools. Yeah, the workload on these are relatively high. But they're shipping stuff out. So why is your workload low? I guess you are actually almost filling this thing, but they're not actually filling it. Huh. I don't really understand why the workload will get low here. Yeah, we are now underproducing on paper. So let's do some renovation checks here. You got 20 workers. You can handle 40. We don't have any free Dundorians. No, we do. Well, we do for a second because I just moved them. But yeah, let's hire another 25 Dundorians. By hire, I mean welcome in. Bump it to 30 paper makers. And let's see. Sufficient workers allocated, yeah, but they're coming in. That should put us in the green on paper. Let's see if it does on paper. Get it? Did you get it? All right, the ration maker. Well, once these herbs come in, I can switch over the ration maker. But I'm perturbed by the fact they still haven't had this harvest. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That's much better. Beauty. Beauty. All right. So the herbs come rolling in. And now we see if these numbers add up the way they should. So use half as much bread to make the rations. Sorry, less than half as much bread per ration. That should be good. And have the rations made it over here? They have. Good. Transport has worked. But that should help on our bread situation. But the bread situation is still not ideal. You're potentially up to 28. So don't refurbish the room. It's annoying that I think that's the only way you can see it, but I guess I should just start putting it in the thing, shouldn't I? This can handle 28 people. But I think bakeries are one of the ones where they can always handle just however many you give them. Like you can't give them more than they can handle, that is to say. Is that my only bakery? I think it is. Any cheap bakery tech that we could get? Let's have a look. Well, we already just got one. That's pretty cheap. We'll get a couple of ticks of that. And so brewing is something we should definitely look into, I guess. Now, I think we are... We should be on the in the green on bread now. Oh, that's right. Consumed is not used in industry. Consumed is literally eaten. But yeah, cutting down that production cost from 160 down to more like 80 or 100. Big improvement. Good stuff. Okay, so our rations are looking better. Okay, clothes are looking a little bad. Why is that? Have they just always been bad? For the last long while? Okay, let's take a look at our clothes production. Where is that? Here it is. Could put a few more people in here. We're not short on fabric, so I wouldn't mind it. It's using... How are we doing on leather, by the way? I just want... You know, it's waste not, want not on leather. It reckons we're producing way more than we're using. So let's crank that. We are actually out of Dundorians already again. Okay, it's fine. Let some more in. Someone die? What happened? 2 died in a brawl. Muppets. Stop brawling. Humans, how is your education? Hey, up a whole percentage point. What are we at again? 32,000? I think we're at 32,000 flat. Let me screenshot it though, so we can see just how much difference this makes. Is there any reason for me to set the target low? Like, why? No, I mean, we want the humans all the way up to 100%. I don't know if you lose education over time or whatever, but yeah, just go to 100% education. So it has swapped out the people here. I guess the least educated amongst the species go to university. That would be my burn, huh? But the I think that's how that works. Let's see. So clothes, a brief jump, but then but today just isn't finished resolving yet. Is this thing right about how much leather we have though? It should be. Some more homeless Cretonians living in the main area. What is your job, sir? You're an odd jobber? Homeless odd jobbers are, frankly, not a problem. But if you want a home, I will house upgrade Pigerton for you. Feel free to go live over there. So paper, still declining. Library's consumption increased? Is that right? I feel like it did, but I must be wrong. And can I hover here for this number, by the way? No. Yes, so still got a few free Dundorians, so we'll put a few more into paper makers. Now wood. Yeah, wood really should be fine because we have the capacity to produce. I think what was it, 900? Yeah, we have the capacity to produce 900 when this thing is flat out. So if it goes wrong, we will just we just need more transports basically. It's because there's not enough wood here. But it looks like now these transports have auto-employed up. The wood is being carted out at good pace. What are we doing with our livestock, by the way? Are we doing anything with the livestock? Yeah, we are still selling the livestock. Okay. Where are we doing that from? Down here? No, these are supply depots. So where are we selling it from then? Probably near the livestock. Yeah, here it is. So you are pulling from here, which has some livestock in it, and you're selling. Only pull when the storage limit leaves that limit. No, okay. Take that all the way down to 10. And get that livestock sold. There's no point having the livestock sitting there, wasting away. We could also start selling other things. Having more money will make people like us less. And we will start to suffer from inflation. When you have more money, it just inflates away some of your money. But more money might let us buy more buildings and things. I think they might cost money. So yeah, let's start a few little exports. So for example, Right now we have a surplus of tools, machinery, and iron. Can you export multiple things from one export depot? I don't know. Let's find out. So we're going to put an export depot down here and pull from... Where is it? There it is. From processing metal. Yeah, I think we are. And what is it? Logistics. Export depot. Let's try it. Let's try putting this down here. Just see what happens, because it will put increased strain on the downstream supply lines. So if we start exporting tools that are being manufactured where here, you know, it's going to cost us more coal and things. But I think we need to start making some money, basically. How's that tech situation, by the way? I think it's gone down. But still, got little bonuses. All right. So you pull from here. No resources have been selected. Yes. How do I... Ah, no, you do have to do one per. Okay. Well, let's just do... There's no point doing metal, because I imagine we'd rather export tools, right? Let's take a look. Metal... Tools sell for 94. Metal sells for 129. Okay. Well, what I'm learning is we should definitely get better at playing the market. Because I was about to sell tools, which would have been a very dumb thing to do. Export metal when the thing is basically full. When it's at 90%. Auto-employ. So someone is willing to pay... Okay, the other ones are at more reasonable prices, but this guy, our colleague, is willing to pay 125. So we have a trade agreement. It's all looking good. Best orders. Make a custom order of goods with this trade at the most favorable price. Speedy custom order. No, that's fine. Okay, so obviously this will put pressure on our iron and our coal, but I believe we have plenty. It doesn't look like we have plenty, but that's probably because the ore mine is not active because it's backed up. But yeah, so there's a bunch of iron up for sale. And here comes the money. Nice. So mechanics. To make, by the way, I'm not crazy, am I? To make one, you make one tool with what? You make 4 tools. Hang on. Maybe I'm wrong about the prices here. Yeah, okay, so to make one tool, you make one tool with... No, that's not the way. You make 4 tools with 2 iron and 2 coal. So one tool is half of each. Which means maybe those prices do make sense. Because a tool you sell at 91, which costs you half of 105 plus half of 15. So that is actually a small profit, right? Because this is obviously 52.5 plus 7.5, which is 50... I can do this. I believe in myself completely. 60, I think. So that costs 60, but we're selling the tools for 91. Okay, so we should actually be selling tools. Yeah, lower price, but should make more money. There's more labor going into it, but the labor's kind of going into it anyway. These are not designed to be profit-bearing industries. It's just, we're just skimming off the top. Okay, so next up, mechanics. One mechanism, one piece of machinery costs 16 of each iron and... No, sorry, 4 of each. Let's call it 4. Iron and furniture. So pricing that out for... I'm going to get the calculator out. Screw this mental maths. Never do mental maths live, kids. Let that be Christo's advice to you. 4 times 113. It's 452. Plus 4 times 104. That one I can do in my head. That's 416. So 452 plus 416 is 868, which means for every machinery you sell, you're making a kind of 500 markup. But obviously you can't make many machinery. But it does seem like we should be selling for the best markup. So let's switch to machinery. Cool. We're making some cash. We make enough cash, we can just buy our neighbors. But, speaking of our neighbors, let's go test out our army, and I am shamelessly saving. Have we ingratiated ourselves with these guys? Yeah, some, and we have more. Let's send a bunch more over to flatter and soothe, because they're going to be peeved about this. Betrayal. It's not a betrayal. But yeah, they are. They're pretty mad at it. But I'm sure the betrayal will tick down over time. And hopefully the emissaries will help us. So, response force. We go back here. We go here. We go this, which forces them to deploy even if they're not fully trained. Now they're up to 100. They're only at 95% training now. And we send them out. But they don't go out for some reason. Okay, here we go. 100 versus 118. If we auto, you will lose 100 men and inflict 11 casualties. I don't know why this is showing as empty on this screen. Oh, I guess that's after the auto resolve based on its calculation. I really feel like we should win this. But if we don't, it's a learning experience. Oh, and I have to go in like 1 minute. So we better hurry here. All right, so there's nothing fancy. A big line to try and avoid being enveloped. Tightly packed. Charge them. Or just do this. Why did you do that? Oh, that's the tightly packed thing, I guess. Oh, we could have used archers on this map. Boulder Dash. Alright, we march. Are they firing bows at me? Alright, suddenly we spread out. And we're in. I'm just going to speed it up because I really do have to go, like right now, but what rate are we losing people at? Why do they have 1.4 attack and us also 1.4 when we have loads of weapons and they don't? Hang on, guys, get in the fight. Okay, we lost. All right, we'll reconsider our strategy in the next episode, but before then, I have to go real quick. So I'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Glad the series is back. Toodaloo.